Hi, boys and girls. We are going to do a math lesson today. We're going to do a number talks. We haven't done a number talks in a while. We were doing them with every single number up to 10, but then we took some extra time to work on numbers to 10 and extra time to do comparing numbers to 10. But what I want to do now is I want to keep going. We're going to work on our teen numbers so that we're going to get our teen numbers down before Christmas vacation. Before we go off on our vacation, and then when we come back from vacation, we're going to keep working on them. So we spend a lot of time on 1 through 10, and we're going to spend quite a bit of time on our teen numbers. But then once the kids get that, the rest of the numbers just kind of fall into place. Then we continue on to numbers to 100. But once we get these down really, really good, the numbers to 100 are not hard at all. Okay, I want to step out of the way. So what I did is I set up the board with a 10 frame, right? So you guys are going to recognize that right away, aren't you? Okay, you probably don't even have to count it, do you? You know there's 5 on the top, 5 on the bottom, 5 and 5 is 10. We spent lots of time. When you see every single box filled up on your 10 frame, you know that number's 10. And I'm just going to kind of review. Here's the number 10. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here's a 10 frame. I have not brought those home from school yet, but this is called a 10 stick. I will bring those home the next time I go, which is probably going to be today. And here's 10 tally marks. Okay, now I'm going to do something because I'm going to say, but boys and girls, what if we want to count more than 10, right? We know that after 10 comes 11, but where am I going to put that, right? I'm not going to put 2 counters in one box. That would be really confusing. So I could put it down here, right? So I could, let's keep counting. We've got 10, 11, 12, I'm just going to use the red side, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, oops, got to get another one. I brought my little ones home here, 20. Okay, so we counted all the way to 20. This is a group of 10, just like this, like the straws, right? And then each time we add one, we can put them underneath. But wouldn't it be much better if we had another 10 frame? I think so. So let me put this here. I'm probably going to have to move them over a little bit. Yeah, I'll move them around. There we go. And take this one off. There. Now, I've got 10 on the top and 10 on the bottom, which is just like we do with our straws, right? 10 and 10 is 20. Okay, if I had another magnet one here, we could add another. That would be 10, 20, 30. Okay, now I'm going to backtrack a little bit and show you, go back to 10. Let me move these down for a minute. And I want to put this sideways because it doesn't really matter how we put that. We've worked with them both ways, haven't we? Now, if we're going to do them sideways, we're going to fill up the left first. Okay, we'll start on the bottom. We fill up the left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we make another row, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, now I'm going to move this one over here. Okay, so once I fill up my 10 frame, I can go 10, and one more is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, now I'm not going to put 16 here. I'm going to start from the bottom like I'm building a tower. 16. Okay, because now I've got 10, 5 and one more is 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, now we're not going to go that fast. We're not going to work on the numbers that fast. I just wanted to show the kids how we're going to be using the 2 10 frames, okay? So I'm going to put this one back down. And what we're going to do is for today, we're just going to go back and kind of do a little review page on the number 10. So you're going to step over here. Now when your parents picked up all your new materials, boys and girls, I just did a packet of numbers, teen numbers. And I gave you guys a note to please put those in your yellow folder. So hopefully when you get your yellow folder out, the other day I told you my yellow folder was so full that I went ahead and took everything out. All the packets 1 through 10 I took out. And then remember our flashcards. Flashcards, it's probably good to leave those in there. Okay, so here's the packet. Now today we're only going to do 1 page, and then I think from then on I think we're going to do 2 a day because they're not going to take very long. Okay, so I want to kind of review. If we're just working on 10, here's how we spell it, T-E-N, 10. Now when you get to here, let's do this. In the classroom, I want you to rainbow trace it, and I want you to pick out 3 colors, and I don't care what colors those are. So watch, I'm going to trace the 10 with a blue. I need to move this out of the way. I don't like to write on top of those folders. And then I'm going to trace the 10 with a yellow, and I'm going to trace the 10 with an orange. There. So I just traced it 3 times, okay? The rainbow tracing, but just with 3 colors instead of all 6. Okay, now I'm going to color 10. Now I'm only going to, even though there's 2 10 frames, I'm only going to use 1 because when we fill it in, we're not going to need both, are we? And we're not going to shake our little counters either. So I'm going to color all the way up. 1, 2, 3, and please color nice, you guys. 4, most of you do. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you're not going to color the whole box, right? Now please don't just take a crayon and scribble scrabble like this and color the whole thing. Okay, we have kids that do that. Believe me, I know. Take your time because you're supposed to be counting them while you're coloring them, right? Okay, now we don't need to color any here in the second 10 frame because this is just reviewing the number 10, okay, before we start on the teens. Excuse me. Okay, now I'm going to take my pencil. Okay, how many 10 frames are completely filled up? This is a little tricky, but I think you'll start understanding. How many 10 frames are completely colored? Okay, not 10. Okay, 10 circles or counters are colored, but the whole frame, how many 10 frames are colored? 1, right? So watch. I'm going to circle this whole 10 frame. Okay, it's kind of like putting a rubber band around our 10 straws, right? We're going to group all those together. 1 10 frame. 1 10 frame is completely colored, and this one is none, 0. So we put the 1 here and the 0 here. It's just like our straws in our pockets. Here, let me grab this. Another. Look, I've got 1 bundle of 10. I don't need any more straws. There's 10 in here. Okay, all right, now we're going to go down to tally marks. And you guys remember tally marks? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me stop at 4 so I can show you. 1, 2, 3, 4. When we do 5, I slant it. I go up to the corner and I slant down. It doesn't really matter what side. If you want to come up to this corner and slant down, it's no big deal. We're hooking these together so we know we have a group of 5. And then I'm going to do 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 5 and 5 is 10. Now, let's circle that, just like we did up on top. Let's circle that group of 10. Okay, so we have 10. And then it's important to make these about the size that I made them. We have plenty of room now, but if the kids make them too big, then they won't have any room when we're counting 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So if they get used to making them kind of small, nice and neat like this, and circling the 10, then it'll be easier when we work on the rest of the packet. Okay, now it says to draw 10 objects, and they're not telling us what to draw, so you can draw whatever you want. I want to tell you, though, I would like you to do them in rows of 5. Okay, whatever you decide to make. I'm going to do stars. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The reason I say 5 is I would say draw a big row of 10, but you really don't have room. So if I let you put 6 or 7 and there'd only be 3 on the bottom, I'd rather, like a 10 frame. Let's put 5 on the top and 5 on the bottom, and then you have a group of 10. Now I'll go in and color those later. Now, once you get your 10, I want you to circle it. Okay, and the reason we're going to do that is because tomorrow when we go on to 11 and 12, I want the kids to know when they're at 10. And then they'll start doing down here, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now, this is a little bit tricky because I didn't give you a number line. I did apologize for that. But if you guys need numbers, remember there's numbers on the back of your red homework folder. Let's see if I have it right here. I hope so. Sorry about that. I'm going to show you again. Remember those homework helpers? Okay, I'm taking all these out because I've got the ABCs here. You would have to go all the way to this one. There's a number line that starts at 0 and goes all the way up to 30. And then there's the boxes with the numbers. If the kids need it, okay? Now, we haven't even started working on teen, and they want you guys to write those teen numbers, so I will definitely help you with that. Okay, I also have a ruler here. That would be very helpful. What it says is we're going to fill in the missing numbers. 8, we're going to write 9. 10, we need to write 11 and 12, and then the 13 is here. We're only stopping here. I know we haven't worked on 11 and 12. That's why it would be good to have something to look at. So I'm going to find 8 on my ruler right here. I'm going to have to turn around like this. Sorry about that. Here's 8. No, we can use this one. Sorry. 8. Okay, after 8 comes 9. You know how to make a 9. After 9 comes 10. After 10 comes 11. 10 and 1 more. After 11 comes 12. 10 and 2 more. Okay. They should have just had to go up to 10 on this page, huh? But so here we go. I'll hold it up real close so you can see it. 8, 9, 10. 10 and 1 more is 11. 10 and 2 more is 12. 10 and 3 more is 13. That's our pattern. 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3. And we're only going to do 1 page today, but tomorrow I think we'll start doing 2, and then we'll get through this whole packet before we go on Christmas break. Okay, good job.